This is Vishwas Sawan, and today we are talking about a topic that bothers each one of us, but somewhere down the line, each one of us attempts to ignore it. The question is, are you loving your child or are you loving your own ego? In the intricate tapestry of Indian society, few bonds are as sacred as that between parent and child. It's a relationship woven with threads of deep love, immense sacrifice, and soaring aspirations. For generations, this dynamic has been the bedrock of our cultural strength. But recently, a subtle, pervasive shift is occurring, one that threatens the very individuality it seeks to nurture. The real problem, as many are starting to see, is no longer just about parental guidance. It's when parents need their children to reflect them. This isn't about wanting the best in your child. This is about needing your child to be your best, your validation, your legacy, your second chance. It's the unspoken expectation for the child to become a living, breathing blueprint of the parent's unfulfilled dreams, suppressed desires, and social ambitions. This, I believe, is an emerging pandemic in Indian society, a silent epidemic of projected identities that leaves both generations grappling with anxiety, resentment, and a profound sense of loss. I see it in the frantic race for top engineering and medical colleges, not because the child has a passion for code or healing, but because it's the family profession or a safe bet. I hear it in the conversations about marriage, where choices are still heavily influenced by caste, community, and the need for social alignment. I feel it in the pressure on a young artist to become a chartered accountant or on a budding entrepreneur to take over the family business. The child becomes a vessel for the parent's ego. Their success is our success. Their failure is our shame. In this dynamic, the child's unique personality, their inherent talents, and their quiet passions are often the first casualties. It's like we spend years polishing the mirror of our expectations, then wonder why we can no longer see the child standing in front of it. Why this pandemic is gaining ground is something that we need to understand. Several socio-economic factors unique to contemporary India are fueling this phenomenon. And I'll talk today about few of them. The first phenomenon is the scarcity mindset versus the abundance illusion. Our parents and grandparents operated from a scarcity mindset. Secure a job, ensure stability. Today, we see an illusion of abundance. endless possibilities, global opportunities. This paradox creates intense anxiety. Parents wanting to protect their children from uncertainty fall back on the perceived safety of known paths, ironically, limiting the very abundance they wish to provide. The second phenomenon is social currency in the digital age. In the hyper competitive age of social media, a child's achievement is a direct deposit into the family's social capital. An Ivy League admission, a high paying job at an MNC, or a perfect wedding are not just personal milestones, they are public declarations of successful parenting. The child's life becomes a performance with the parent as a director. The third phenomenon is the unfinished dream syndrome. Many of today's parents are of a generation that had to make practical compromises. The dream of being a musician was exchanged for a stable bank job. That suppressed desire doesn't vanish. It gets transferred onto the child, who is now equipped with the resources the parent never had. The child is tasked with healing the parent's past disappointments. The cost of these three reflections or three indications seeking is immense. For children, it leads to a fractured sense of self, chronic anxiety, and in severe cases, depression. They may achieve great heights, but the victory feels hollow, often accompanied by the nagging question, is this really me? For parents, it creates a conditional relationship with their child, where love feels tied to performance, and the empty nest syndrome is compounded by the fear that their project is now out of their hands. So, the question is, how do we navigate this? How do we, as a society, replace the mirror with a window, a clear pane through which we can admire our children for who they truly are, not for the reflection of ourselves we wish to see? And that's when the guidance below that I wish to provide can be a starting point. A framework for parents and children of all ages to rebuild their connection on a foundation of mutual respect and authentic identity. So let's first start with guidance for the parents, where the aim is to move parent from an architect to a gardener. Now, this shift requires moving from being an architect who designs the blueprint of a child's life to a gardener who provides the right environment for their unique seed to grow. And this can be done by following the 5 practices. The first one is a practicing conscious self-awareness and unpacking your baggage. This is the first and the most crucial step. Before you project onto your child, pause and ask yourself, is this dream for my child or is it a dream of my child? When I feel anxious about their career choice, what fear is it triggering in me? Is it a fear of social judgment, financial instability, or my own past failures? Am I living vicariously through them? Journaling, speaking with partner or therapist, and honestly reflect on your own unmet needs can create a vital buffer between your past and their future. The second practice is becoming a curious observer and not a director. From a very young age, pay attention to what naturally draws your child in. Do they stop to watch insects? Do they hum tunes constantly? Are they naturally persuasive or incredibly empathetic? These are clues to their innate swadharma. Swadharma means one's own duty or nature. Your role is to observe these inclinations with curiosity and provide opportunities for exploration, not to steer them toward a predetermined destination. The practice number 3 is to redefine success broadly. Challenge the narrow definition of success as academic ranks and corporate titles. Actively celebrate other forms of success such as kindness, resilience, integrity, creativity, and the courage to try new things. Say, I am so proud of how they helped your friend. Let me repeat. Say to your kids, I am so proud of how you helped your friend. As often as you say, I am proud of your grades. This signals that their worth is not contingent on a specific type of achievement. The fourth practice is separate your ego from their journey. This is perhaps the hardest part. Their failure is not your failure. Their choice of an unconventional path is not a rejection of your values. When you feel the urge to say, what will people say? Reframe it to, what is the best thing for my child's long-term happiness and well-being? Your primary audience is your child, not your social circle. Remember this. The fifth practice is foster a dialogue, not monologue. Create a safe space for open communication. Instead of stating, you should become an engineer, ask open-ended questions. What kind of work makes you feel excited? If money were no object, what would you love to do? What problems in the world do you feel passionate about solving? And then listen to their answers without immediately judging or correcting. Validate their feelings even if you don't fully understand them. And thus I often say, parenting is not about creating a masterpiece in your own image, but about providing a safe gallery for an original work of art to emerge. Next, few tips to children and adult children about finding your own voice. Whether you are a teenager feeling the pressure of board exams or a 35-year-old professional contemplating a career shift, the journey to claiming your own identity is a courageous one. It's not about rebellion, it's about evolution. And so, I have 6 practices or 6 tips to offer to the kids of all ages. Tip number 1, understand why behind the pressure. Tip number 2, initiate calm, prepared conversations. Tip number 3, build your case with substance. Tip number 4, seek external validation and mentors. Number 5, practice gradual independence. And number 6, set loving boundaries. Let me come back to each of these 6 tips one by one. The first one, understand the why behind the pressure. Recognize that in most cases, the pressure comes from a place of love and fear, not a desire to control you. Your parents' worldview was shaped by their experiences, their struggles for security. Trying to see their perspective can diminish resentment and open the door to empathy. This doesn't mean you have to agree, but it helps to understand their emotional landscape. Practice number 2, initiate calm, prepared conversations. Confrontation rarely works. Remember this. Instead, initiate a calm conversation at a neutral time. Use I statements to express your feelings without sounding accusatory. Instead of saying, "You never let me do what I want," try this. "I feel anxious and confined when we only talk about engineering. I would love to share my passion for design with you and explain why it feels right for me." That shift of using a statement I is very important. Practice number 3 for kids of all ages. Build your case with substance. If you want to pursue a path different from your parents' expectation, don't just say, "I don't like it." Do your research. Show them a well thought out plan. What are the career prospects in your field of interest? What steps will you take to establish yourself? Who are the successful role models? Demonstrating maturity and responsibility can alleviate their fears about your future stability. Practice number 4 is to seek external validation and mentors. Sometimes the same message is heard more clearly from a third party. A trusted teacher, a career counselor, a family friend, or a mentor in your desired field can provide objective advice and reassure your parents. Their validation can add credibility to your choices. The 5th is the practice of gradual independence. Claiming your identity is a process. Start making small independent decisions to build your confidence and show your capability. This could be managing a project, taking an online course in your area of interest, or handling a budget. Each small success builds a track record of responsible decision making. And practice number 6, set loving boundaries. For adult children, it's essential to set healthy boundaries. You can do this with love and respect. "Mom, Dad, I love you and I value your advice. I have heard your concerns and I have given them serious thought. Ultimately, this is my life and my decision to make. I need you to trust that you have raised me to make good choices." this is not rejection, it's affirmation of your own agency. We need to take this collective journey towards wholeness. And therefore, I often say the truest legacy is not a child who mirrors your life, but an adult who has courage to illuminate their own. This pandemic of reflected identity cannot be solved overnight. I am aware about it. It requires a cultural shift, a move from a culture of compliance to a culture of conversation. It asks parents to find their validation and legacy not just in their children, but in their own lives, their work, and their contributions to the world. It asks children to honor their parents by living authentically, which is the greatest tribute to the values of love and sacrifice they were taught. The goal is not to break the mirror, but to see it for what it is, just a reflection. The true masterpiece is the living, breathing, complex, and beautiful individual standing in front of it. Our task as parents and as a society is not to polish the mirror, but to clear the window so we can finally see our children for who they are, and in doing so, give them the greatest gift of all, the freedom to become themselves. Have a great day and have a great parenting.